Well, hey there. Welcome to the Pawpaw Chronicles and More with Jim. It's been a minute since I posted the video. Today is the 3rd of March. I had some pawpaws that I brought into the house mid-January, right before that extreme cold snap. And I thought, you know what? If I can get them in early, I can go ahead and do a little bit of grafting. This is a seedling from last year, and as you can see, it's close, probably about 2 foot tall, and it's done pretty good. Now, I'm looking here, as you can see, there's push. This tells me that sap is starting to flow, or sap is flowing, otherwise we would not have this. So sap is starting to flow into the seedling itself, which means, you know, I'm going to go ahead, say hello to it, and graft into it. Now, I have here a stick of scion that had been gifted to me from someone, and this particular variety is actually a new variety. It's called Big Ben, and I believe it's a seedling that came out of Maria's Joy. And what we're going to do is we're going to take a piece of wood here, in which this in here, it's looking like I'm going to go down to here, and I'm just going to clip a piece. Now mind you, tools need to be sterilized. All my tools have been sterilized, and my hands have been sterilized. So we'll clip it at a good distance away from the very first bud. Let's set that down. And what I'm going to do is I'm going to try to find an area to be able to graft this. And I'm grafting it a little bit high. And I'll tell you why here in a little bit. There's a reason for my madness, but it's not too awful high, but just a little high. Actually, that's just a little bit too high. Let's back off of this piece right here, and we'll go down to the very next section so I can get a little bit lower. There we have it. That's more like it. Nice, green, and healthy. And it looks like I need to go even lower on the rootstock. Let's go back to this first piece and have a look-see. I like to try to match them up. And actually, the very first piece will match that up. So, what I'm going to do is set this to the side. There's something here that I do want to show you. There is a flower bud right here, and what I'm going to do is I'm just going to take it off, because there's also a leaf bud in there. And I think if I really try hard enough, I could do maybe a whip and tongue. I don't think I'm going to try whip and tongue. I'm just going to do regular cleft. But anyways, we have a grafting knife, which is extremely sharp, and we have to be extremely careful with it. And I'm trying to make this cut as thin as possible. I want it to be thin, and I don't want it to be jagged. Nice and thin. Now, let me set this down just for a second. What I'm going to do is I'm going to come right down the center of this. And I'm just going to rock the blade. I'm not going to fight with it. I'm just going to rock the blade. Mind you, I got my hand down here instead of way up here, just in case we have a slip like I said, I just want to rock that blade. Take it down a good distance. Whoop. See, that's the reason why my hand was down there. It slipped on me. It's not a big deal. I'll take it down just a little bit further and try that over again. Actually, one second, grab another blade here. Get it sterilized. Pardon the interruption. Now let's give this another try. What happened there is I'm working with something a little bit small. The blade is beveled on one side, the other side's flat, and as I was cutting down, not paying attention, the blade was creeping. We don't want it creeping like that. We want that to stay straight. So this time I'm going to take a razor blade, which I just got done sterilizing. And we're going to try this once again. This time, like I said, just rock it back and forth. Trying to stay parallel. Leave the blade in there for a second. Now I'm going to take my scion and this very end up here, which is a terminal, get rid of it. I got two buds. What I like to do is I like to get my parafilm out, and I'm going to go ahead and start my parafilm on the scion wood in advance. And I'm going to come down here and I'm stretching that parafilm as I go, and I'm trying not to really touch down here where I had cut. I want the parafilm completely covered. Now I'm going to take the blade out of the way, put the stick in its place, and what we want to do is make sure one side is touching. And one of the ways I like to do that is kind of move it to one side where it just sticks out a hair, and then I'll take my finger and I'll push it in place. We got one side touching, at least. And then we're going to continue to wrap downward. And we want to cover the wound. There, it's covered. Now what some people end up doing is they want to get carried away, and I've seen this before on social media. They'll have a piece of scion and there'll be like 6-7 buds on there. That's too much, because a tree can only offer up so much energy. And I mean, the most I've ever used is 3, but I like to stick with 2. Now I'm going to take a rubber band, which this is a broad type rubber band. It's a 0.10 gauge rubber band. It's 8 inches long. I'm not going to need a whole 8 inches, but I'm going to come down below the scion, and I'm going to just go ahead and start my wrap. Now that I've started my wrap, I'll pull on the rubber band, 1 wrap, 2 wrap, catch the rubber band because you can see it's twisting. We don't want it to twist. 1 wrap, 2 wrap, and like I said, it is twisting. And I'm going right back up it. Now with these broader rubber bands, I find it easier to just pinch the rubber band under my finger, come up, grab a hold of it with my finger, and we got too much band to work with. We don't need that much band. Set that to the side. And tuck it. There you have it. Now all I got to do is put a tag on it and put it to the side and cross my fingers, hope for the best. Like I said, this one right here is pretty much a new one. It's called Big Ben. So we'll see how this goes out. But anyhow, my name's Jim. If you like what you see, subscribe. Any comments or questions that you may have, I welcome. You all have a God bless day.